Happy Tuesday morning, everybody. When the sun goes down on my side of town, that lonesome feeling comes through the room and the whole world turns blue. I would keep going. But you're probably thinking, damn, he's a good singer. Not. Oh, just couldn't keep that out of my mouth. Such a good song, old Brooks and Dunn. All right, everybody. Man, yesterday was heavy. Monday was a very heavy day. Aunt Pat is now in her final resting place, and so all is done now. And now it's time to carry on. As they say, you never get over it. You just move on. Well, speaking of Aunt Pat, yesterday at the funeral home, AJ Sunshine and Zach Sunshine, the Sunshine Boys, out of nowhere, they just told me how much they love NASCAR and they watch NASCAR all the time. And I'm like, like a dog with ears. I'm like, hold on, boys. We're as close as they get. When the hell did this start? And why didn't you tell me? Well, we just don't want to bother you, Kenny. I said, boys, you're never going to bother me. It just makes me happy. I am finding that more and more around town here. Race fans that live around me, family, Mike Dean. We got AJ Sunshine, Zach Sunshine, Mike Dean, Kevin, Uncle Kevin, Kim's Uncle Kevin. Everybody, all Kim's family and friends, local friends that live around our house here. They watch NASCAR, but they want to give me my privacy, they say. They don't want to bother me. They say they know how busy I am. I say, stop it. Okay, so Zach Sunshine made me laugh. He says, man, I can't believe they dumped my man, Carson Hocevar. That damn Josh Berry wrecked my man, Carson Hocevar. It was at that moment that if I would have been smoking, if I would have been a smoker, I would have went, and I'd have flipped the damn cigarette, and I'd have put my arm around Zach, and I said, Zach, come here. And then I looked at AJ, and AJ laughed too, and I said, Zach, to Zach Sunshine, I said, Zach, unfortunately, our man, because I like Carson too. Carson going to be getting spun out for a while to come. You know, what goes around comes around. That is the balance in life. I like Earnhardt because he would move people for the win. I liked Earnhardt because he'd wreck people. He was my man. But what happens when it comes payback time? So last night, Monday night, Carson Hocevar is on this Twitch. You know, this Twitch is what gets everybody in trouble. If you go back, you know, that's what got my man, Kyle Larson, got him in trouble. I don't know what the hell Twitch is, but I think I'd stay off of it. Okay, now you respond right here, but it's Twitch and these damn games that get these drivers in trouble. So last night, Monday night on Twitch, Carson Hocevar, you know, he's doing his little racing game, and he tells his friends, I don't know what I did wrong to Josh Berry. I have no idea why Josh Berry wrecked me and spun me out. Once again, if I would have been smoking a cigarette, I would have said, Carson, and I'd have flipped my cigarette and I put my arm around Carson. I'd say, Carson, because if you'd have been behind him, you would have spun him out. And he just thought he'd get you before you got him. Now, Carson, this can all end when you quit that stupid shit. When you think there's no comeback, when you think there's going to be no payback, then we can carry on. But until you think it's cool to move people because you're going to be the new Dale Earnhardt Sr., this just going to keep happening. Now, the reason that this is Coffee with Kenny this morning is because I wake up this morning and I see that Carson is on Twitch, because it is a story. So my message to all you NASCAR racers out there, stay the off Twitch because they're using it for an interview. You think you're on there talking to all your buddies, but they're in the background making an interview out of it. And then, of course, yesterday, Zach brings up his man Carson. And let me be clear, too. I like Carson Hocevar a lot, too. But it's like big brother Rusty. Rusty would look at me and he'd say, Herman, I know I pissed you off, but this is constructive criticism. This is tough love. You've got to hear it. So, Carson, as soon as you quit playing Dale Earnhardt Sr., because you're not, but as soon as you quit playing that role, they will probably quit spinning you out. Okay, that's enough. Something wild happened last night. The high limit race. Cole Macedo, not Carson Macedo. Cole Macedo, the dirt racer. He's running the high limit wing sprint car race. And you got all the big boys there. Kyle Larson finished second. Kyle Larson. I mean, when you outrun Kyle Larson, that's you can celebrate. So Cole Macedo wins the high limit race, comes past the start finish line, and I guess in his excitement, there's lap cars. He's coming under the start finish line, checkered flags waving, and there's lap cars, and the race is slowing down. And he ends up flipping. Cole Macedo ends up flipping that sprint car violently. Destroys it. Of course, these guys, to them, flipping's like us spinning out. They flip. It's like, hey, he flipped. Roll, tip me back over, get me going. He runs to victory lane. They tow the car to victory lane. He runs around the pit area grabbing his crew. Come on. For $12,000. So it's not about the money. It's about outrunning Kyle Larson. I can't tell you how many times I've run 6th or 7th. And, you come across the start-finish line. I'd come across start-finish line 7th. And the guy in 6th is so excited that he outrun Kenny Wallace that he's got his hand in the air. Yes, I finished 6th. But I was ahead of Kenny Wallace. So that's what happened. So shout out to Cole Macedo on a big win. And I'm glad you're okay, buddy. All right, everybody. I'll leave you with this. Brother Rusty Wallace won a race at Ozark Empire Fairgrounds in Springfield, Missouri. Little 20-lap feature. He won against Mark Martin and Larry Phillips. There were some big boys there that night. Just a local feature. Rusty won the race, went past the start-finish line, and got busy turning his head, waving to the fans, and ran right straight into turn 1 wall. He came back. The car was going like this. The nose was tore off, and we're like, what the hell happened? When you win the race, you got to focus. So, Cole Macedo, if you hear this, Brother Rusty did it. Have a great Tuesday, everybody.